Hey, and welcome to the Lance Out Loud. Just a few years ago, it might have been considered geeky to be a collector of toys. Well, I guess some might still consider it geeky, but in recent years, the collection and trading of toys has gone through a renaissance. Even the word geek itself has been reclaimed by many as a badge of honor. And one local man has done just that by collecting robots for his entire life. Daryl Dupuis, also known as the Robotnut, has been collecting toy robots since he was a boy in the 60s. He recently displayed his collection at the Windsor Community Museum.
Basically, my fascination with robots and spaceships happened many years ago when I was abducted by aliens.
Ideal's Robot Commando is here to help you. He's your one-man army.
This here is Robert the Robot. He really was one of the first popular toy robots. And the neat thing about Robert the Robot was the control that you plug into his back, and he'll actually go forward, backwards, turn right and left.
No enemy can destroy him. He fights off tanks, hurls missiles one after another.
This is, of course, Rock'em Sock'em Robots, probably one of the most famous toy robots. Rock'em Sock'em Robots at the time in the 60s, it was actually a political toy. And of course, you know, the US was blue and the Russians, the communists, were red. And if you watch the commercial, it's always the red guy who gets his head knocked off.
They're slugging it out in the middle of the ring!
The Rock'em Sock'em Robots by Marx. Takes 2 managers to handle the fighters and lots of skill to win.
The blue bomber's looking for an opening, and there it is!
Get the Rock'em Sock'em Robots by Marx.
Some people believe that the history of the toy robot dates back to the 30s and 40s, but robots didn't actually take over pop culture until the rise of science fiction in the 50s. People dreamed of finding robots in outer space and jumped at the chance to control a robot of their own.
He takes orders from no one except you. Command the Zeroids to defend, move forward, backward, and transport. Command the Zeroids.
The US and Russia were fighting to be the first in space, but it was the Japanese who were winning the war for toys.
To get them in this condition is very hard today, and some of them are worth hundreds, some may even thousands of dollars a piece. These are quite valuable, some of them. And the thing about them is, you look at them, there's just an infinite variety, and this is only a small portion of what was available in the 50s and 60s from made in Japan. In the beginning, when Japan started making toys after the war, there was actually a shame to it, because they were making these battleships and planes and machines, and they had foundries, and they were doing all this big, impressive stuff. And basically after the war, they were told, "No, you can't make that stuff anymore. You have to make this stuff."
People who still believe that collecting toys is for geeks may change their mind when they find out that some toy robots have sold for as much as $50,000. In my professional opinion, as a toy connoisseur, robots rule. That's all for this week. We'll see you next time on the Lance Out Loud.